let's take a look at the iPhone 14 line. Welcome everybody to Apple Insider. It is Andrew here, and you can find me on Twitter at Andrew_OSU. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and subscribe and enable those notifications so you don't miss a single video. I'm pretty excited because, as I have for the past several years, I've gotten my hands on several new dummy units of Apple's forthcoming iPhone. So combining what we have in these actual mock-up devices and what we've learned based on schematics and prominent leakers, there's a pretty good idea. We know what to expect with the iPhone 14s and the iPhone 14 Pros come this fall. In this video, I am going to walk through these devices and compare them to all of Apple's iPhone 13 lineup to see what other information we can get out from this early mocked up hardware. I know one of the initial questions that many of you have, well, where did I get these devices and how can we trust their provenance and how accurate can these be? Well, these are coming from China and they are built based on leaked schematics from case manufacturers. So as device manufacturers start to make cases for Apple's upcoming phones, they will source schematics and blueprints that they believe are accurate and start producing cases ahead of time. So that way they have all their cases ready to go when Apple officially announces their new devices. There are chances that these could be wrong, but based on the last several years, they've been very spot on in terms of what we can expect, even size of camera bumps and things like that. Now, because these are based on schematics from case manufacturers, we're only seeing things that pertain to making a case. So things like the display, like what is going on with the display, doesn't have any factor. The camera bump layout really, again, doesn't have much going on. We just know the size and dimensions of it, how thick it is, things like that, because that is what the case has to know how to go around. And obviously, this doesn't tell me anything about the internals of the device or what colors or materials it could be made out of. But again, I have been getting these same dummies from the same source for several years, and they've proven to be accurate. So let's go into more detail here, even if just out of curiosity's sake and an excuse to discuss some of the most likely rumors for Apple's newest iPhones. Now let's look at what models of the iPhone 14 Apple is set to release. Just like the last few years, Apple is going to be releasing 4 iPhones. Starting on the far left, this will be the iPhone 14. Followed by an iPhone 14 Max. Then we have an iPhone 14 Pro and an iPhone 14 Pro Max. That means the iPhone Mini, the iPhone 14 Mini, 13 Mini, whatever you want to call that would be down here, is not going to be available. So they will not have a smaller iPhone this year. Instead, Apple will be introducing a larger screen phone. So the iPhone 14 and 14 Pro will have 6.1-inch displays and then 6.7-inch displays for the iPhone 14 Max and iPhone 14 Pro Max. Let's compare them one by one. I will start here with the iPhone 14 and then I will combine it with the iPhone 13. So these guys will be the same size display, basically same size phones. Almost everything about them is going to be the same. You can see we're not going to see much of a difference in terms of button changes. All the ports seem to be lining up. These phones are going to be very, very similar to one another in terms of size and shape. There's really not any discernible difference between these two phones as far as what I can tell from the dummy. Of course, this year we're also adding in the 14 Max. So here will be the iPhone 14, the iPhone 13, and on the left is that iPhone 14 Max with a 6.7-inch display. Those will be your new options this year for the standard iPhone 14 line before you get up to the Pro models. If I could pause for just one moment and thank our sponsor for this video, VogDUO. VogDUO focuses on creating better life experiences for Apple users and create some of the best and affordable accessories for all of your Apple devices. My favorite is their newer 65-watt GAN charger. It has a genuine leather design. There are 3 USB-C PD ports for all of your latest Apple gear, like your iPhone, your MagSafe cable, your iPads, heck, it'll even charge your Mac. But then there's also a USB-A port to charge any legacy devices that you may have around. The charger has a great look and feel, partially because of that genuine vegetable tanned leather that's wrapped around the outside, with the contrasting white stitching to keep it in place. When you want to leave to go somewhere, you can simply pull that cable right off and then take it with you. And it has a foldable plug, which makes it great for portability and a better size and shape. Use the promo code AI10%. It's down below in the description, and save 10% on your own 65-watt VogDUO GAN charger. Thank you again to VogDUO for sponsoring this video. Then let's compare the iPhone 13 Pro to the iPhone 14 Pro. These two look very similar in all of their details. Their buttons really don't look to have changed. All the ports and buttons seem to line up with what Apple had for the iPhone 13 and really the iPhone 12 line, because Apple didn't change all that much. So yeah, these look very similar. But one thing you'll notice is that, again, that camera bump is getting larger. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So we have the iPhone 14 Pro here, and I'm going to pull out a trusty measuring stick ruler, and it looks like we're just getting about 40 millimeters, almost exactly, for the size of this camera cutout. And if we compare that to our iPhone 13, this is just a bit smaller. You can see we're looking at, yeah, a good 5 millimeters or so larger than the iPhone 13 Pro. So we're getting a little bit of a larger camera bump on the iPhone 14 Pro than the iPhone 13 Pro, which tracks with the rumors that we've heard from the schematics. Now, one thing that we have heard that I'm not seeing here with the dummy units is that there might be an increase in the size of the devices, especially if we're looking at the plus size phones. Now, to be fair, this is a 12 Pro Max, but if we compare the size-wise, because this is the same as the 13 Pro Max, they look to be identical. So the size of the devices is remaining unchanged. These are hitting in the same top and the bottom. They are the same width. So we heard some rumors that these would be increasing just a tiny bit, a few millimeters maybe at most. But these dummy units that have proved to be quite accurate in the past seem to be suggesting that the camera bumps will be increasing in size, but the phones themselves will remain the same size they have in the past. Taking another closer look at the Pro models of the iPhone 14. We can't tell much from the display because, again, they're blank. We can't really see anything. But there's some stuff that we think that we know. It sounds like that the iPhone 14 Pro will once more have a 120Hz ProMotion display, and that Apple has been looking to bring that 120Hz ProMotion display to the lower cost devices. But there are still considerable supply constraints for that high refresh rate display, prohibiting Apple from adding it to the 14 or 14 Max. It sounds like for this year, that 120Hz refresh rate will still be exclusive to the higher end devices. The iPhone 15, on the other hand, we may see that drop down to the 15 and 15 Max. Another thing that we think we know about the iPhone 14 Pro is an always-on display. Those 120 refresh rates can get high, but they can also drop down low, and they can go as low as 1 Hz, similar to how the Apple Watch functions. And that may be what we get with the 14 Pro. And to reinforce it, Apple has the new iOS 16, which now has widgets, which would be great for an always-on display. So we think that the iPhone 14 Pro will have widgets with iOS 16 and an always-on display. That again will be exclusive to the Pro models of the iPhone 14 line. Finally, it sounds like Apple may be doing away with the notch on some of its new devices. So on the left, this is the iPhone 14, and on my right is the iPhone 14 Pro. And it's very difficult to see, but there is a difference in the top of each of these displays. I'm going to try to bring in an extra light so you can see a little bit better on camera. So if I shine a light up here, you can see the notch, kind of see the notch on this device, which is the same as we have on the iPhone 13 series. So there's a notch on the iPhone 14 and iPhone 14 Max. You can see where the camera is, there's a notch there. But if we look at the iPhone 14 Pro dummies, they instead have that right there, you can see it, that pill shape Instead, it looks like Apple will be switching to this little cutout where we have the camera and other true depth camera sensors as a pill-shaped cutout in the display rather than a full notch. I think this does look better, and people have been asking for this for years as soon as Android started doing it. So it'll be interesting to see if Apple follows through, but these dummies do seem to suggest that the Pro models will get this cutout display for the camera and other sensors. One thing that I find very interesting is how Apple will deal with MagSafe on the iPhone 14 Pro. See, if we look at the iPhone 13 Pro, Apple's MagSafe is very high on the phone, meaning some accessories actually make contact with that camera bump. You can see the MagSafe Duo doesn't even fully lay flat. There's a little gap there. So with a larger camera bump, it would get in the way even more. And if we look at another iPhone 13 Pro with a Apple case on the back of it, Apple's own MagSafe wallet basically comes in contact with the camera bump. So if Apple were to increase the camera bump by those 5 or so millimeters that we saw on these dummies, it would get in the way. There's a chance that Apple will have to move MagSafe lower down on the phone, because you can see there is some gap here. They can lower MagSafe to make it compatible with these various accessories. But again, between the camera bump and relocated MagSafe, you would definitely need new cases to go along with your iPhone 14 Pro.